Hey there! Thank you so much for watching this episode of the Knitting in the Way Craftcast. And as the name would imply, this is a craftcast that is primarily centered around knitting, but you'll also see some crochet, some sewing, eventually you'll see some spinning, and you know what else? Some other crafty things that my little heart will desire. So stick around, and I hope you'll go ahead and click that like button and just trust that it'll be awesome. Before I get any further, I should let you know that I'm your host and my name is Jamie Stevens, and that is spelled like that. You can find me on Ravelry as JMailJ, and you can find me on Instagram as Mrs. Jamie Stevens, like it is right there. So that's how you can find me on the interwebs. And of course, it wouldn't be a Knitting in the Way Craftcast if I didn't say, hey new subbies! New subby party! Welcome, welcome. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate every single one of you that has taken the time to subscribe. And of course, I welcome those of you who haven't subscribed yet, but yeah, what are you waiting for? I noticed in the analytics, because I checked those things, that like 50% of you who watch haven't subscribed yet. So, you know, you should do it. You should do it. So in case you haven't noticed yet, this is going to be full of the shenanigans. I'm going to try to stick to an under 30-minute craftcast today, and I think I'm going to make it happen. And it's, there's a reason, but I'll wait, I guess, until the Rando section to get into that. So without further ado, finished objects. Now, I will tell you that when I first decided to sit down and turn on the recorder, which is just my iPhone because I'm so fancy, you already know. But yeah, it's just my iPhone. But when I first sat down, I was like, do I have any finished objects? I haven't finished anything this week. And that is so not true. I don't know what I was thinking, but I have finished some things. So why don't I show you? The first thing I finished was this little guy. He is a little crocheted avocado, as you can see. And does he not make your heart sing? I love him. I think he's awesome. He's going in my shop because why not? People on the Facebooks loved him. And so he's going on my shop. But I had to make him a friend. So I crocheted a buddy for him. That's his little buddy. You guys see? Yeah. So those are two of the things, and I'll put links in the doobly-doo to those patterns, of course, if I haven't already popped them up there. Avocado, lime. Sure, there you go. And there was one more thing. New to the podcast, because I've never made anything like this before, but I made a necklace, you guys. Check it out. Can you see that? Got a little crochet hook on it, scissors, a little ruler, thread, and a little flower. And it says, of course, something I strive to do every single day: be kind. So it's kind of like a necklace that represents my favorite things. Of course, they didn't have any knitting needles because they were biased. So, craft jewelry makers, get your life together. There are knitters who want to make the things and we're not represented. Fix that. So yeah, that is it for finished objects today. Moving along, I have about a bajillion works in progress. So let's go ahead and start that whip parade. Y'all, scarfy thing. I have to admit, scarfy thing didn't get a lot of love this week because I have commissioned knits. So I was probably somewhere in this area last week when we recorded. And as you can see, I didn't get very much further. I told you guys that I kind of was falling out of love with it, and Yeah, I've been so disjointed this week. This podcast already feels rambly. I promise I'll explain it. Just forgive me and be patient. But yeah, Scarfy thing didn't get a lot of love. Sorry, Scarfy thing. I'm trying. So that's my first whip of the week. Second whip. Last week I showed you guys a red washcloth and told you that I had been commissioned to make a red and a black washcloth. She said red and red black. I would love for you guys to know how you interpret when people say things that are slightly vague. Do you do the common sense thing, which is to ask them for clarification, or do you sit around for weeks and just make assumptions like I do? Let me know below. But yeah, so I showed you the red one already, and this is the black one. So nothing fancy, just the same Devon's dishcloth. I think I'm saying it right this time. No face palm emoji, I think, for me today. But that's it, same little pattern as last week, just different color washcloth. And let's see. I showed you guys last week the baby blanket that I was working on for a friend of mine at church who's due. And I just realized today when I went to go into my planner, that baby is due on the 16th. Like, that's tomorrow. I need to get cracking on this. So I got a little bit more done yesterday while I was at my younger son's 4-H shooting, but I really need to put some more time into this pretty little thing. So as you can see, I've moved on to a different color. I think last week I was still in this deep purple shade, and now I'm more into like this lavender lilac situation. We'll call it lilac because there will be a shade lighter. I should show you guys that since you're here, might as well show you. So this will be the next shade. Can you guys even tell? There you go. Look at that. That'll be the next shade. So on this shade now, look at that. Ball band from 5 billion years ago. And that'll be the next one. So yeah, just crocheting that right along. That was pretty neat, actually. So I was at the 4-H shooting, and of course, it's always neat to see your kid do some things. But there was actually another mom that was there who was also crocheting, and then this little girl came up behind me. She's a 4th grader, and she was like, "That's pretty. What are you working on?" I told her it was a baby blanket, and then she proceeds to whip out a knitted dishcloth. She had just learned how to knit like 5 months ago, and I was like, you know what? You go, girl. I'm glad you brought your knitting with you. And like, yarnies of the world, unite, because we will knit them anywhere. We will knit them here or there. We will bring our yarn wherever we have a care. That's my Dr. Seuss of the day. So yeah, so that was another whip. And then my final whip is another commissioned knit. So this is my standard little ribbed scarf. Hopefully you can see it's in yellow and gray. Sometimes that gray comes off a little green, so hopefully it's in the proper colors. Super soft and squishy. It's in my favorite big box yarn, which is, you don't know? You don't know? I thought we were friends. It's Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn. Come on, guys. No, yeah, it's Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn. So that was it for my whips. Of course, I have a hoe of whipness past because I'm me. And you guys, this time, I don't even know what this was gonna be. I'll have to dig deep into my Ravelry projects to find out what on God's green earth was happening here, but I'm gonna show you and maybe you can help me figure it out. I wanna say, you know what, I'm not even gonna presume. I'll put it here if I figure it out. I think it's from Mason Dixon Knitting. I don't know. We'll find out here in a moment. Okay, you guys, what was happening here? What in the world was I doing? I have orange and yellow. I have gray and yellow. I have turquoise and orange, turquoise and orange, yellow and orange, let's see, and white and orange. What was I doing? I can see that meme right now. I'm gonna have to insert it in here, but it's like, baby, what is you doing? No, yeah, that is what happened when I pulled this out and found this situation. Why did I think I was ever going to join all the things? I don't know. I can't tell you. But you know what? I'm gonna make this another baby blanket. That's what's gonna happen with this Hoe of Whipmas Past. So I didn't even explain for the new people. New people, a Hoe of Whipmas Past is a half object from Whip, work in progress, Miss Past. So it's a play on Ghost of Christmas Past. If you're like a nutter like me, you totally get that, totally. And that is it. That's my Hoe of Whipmas Past. So random time. It's time for the rando section. We rolled into that super fast. Look we're only like 10-ish minutes in here, depending on how much I cut out. You guys, I will be perfectly honest with you. This week, getting the online shop, my online shop together has been a bit of a hair pull situation. I mean, it's also been super rewarding and super encouraging. People have been very kind. I've had several orders, but I put so much pressure on myself when I have a goal that sometimes it's not fun anymore because I'm like cracking the whip on myself, and I have the oddest, most tight, most ridiculous schedule in the world. I'm trying to work on it every single year. I say I'm trying to work on it, but I really am. I really am this year trying to be more intentional with my time. Come on down. Murph, come down. Come on. So, before we were so rudely interrupted by a puppy who, by the way, you guys, say happy birthday to Murph. Her birthday is March 1st. This baby girl is 7 years old. Will you tell everybody hi for your birthday? Say hi. She's not really the saying hi kind. Murph is kind of a touch-me-not. So if she stays on my lap for even the littlest moment, I will be surprised. So I don't know what I was talking about. Oh, being intentional about my time and about reprimanding puppies maybe, but being intentional about my time, trying to be better with that. And so keep me in your prayers on that. It's not my strong suit, not at all. So yeah, that and the online shop has been a little bit bananas. And speaking of the online shop, if you were interested in the yarn that I was destashing last episode, I'm gonna put that in the shop. So there will be a little tab for destash. So if you were interested in purchasing that or swapping for it, at this point, I would say we're just looking at purchasing it. It'll be up there until the end of the month. And if it's still not purchased by the end of the month, then it will go somewhere, somewhere else. But you had your chance. So there's that. Another thing, you guys, thank you from the very bottom of my heart for all the encouraging messages you guys left me from the last episode. I'm not crying, you're crying. I had no intentions of telling you guys about my sister when that episode started. I don't talk about that very often, as you can probably understand why, but you all were very supportive and very understanding, and I really appreciate you guys. So thank you for being awesome. Other than that, I really think that is all I have for this episode. I know it's speedy quick. I know it was a fast one, but I got 5 billion commission knits, as you can see. Okay, maybe 2. I have 2 commission knits. Did I start on the sweater that I showed you guys the yarn for? No, and I don't appreciate you listening to me in that tone of voice, okay? Mind your own. Just kidding. I will start on that sweater eventually as things calm down. I should start on it sometime within the month. That will happen, but yeah, it's coming in between all the other things that are coming. So that being said, I appreciate you guys watching. If you liked this episode, please hit the little thumbs up button down below. That's what that was. That wasn't do this, because I saw somebody else, my friend has a podcast, and she was saying if you don't like it, hit the thumbs down. If you don't like it, stop watching. Like, that's so silly. Like, it's like people who honk, and if you're a honker, I'm probably like offending you at this very moment, and I'm sorry, but I don't understand it. Unless I'm swerving into your lane and we're gonna have like an accident, there's really no need for you to honk at me. Honking is basically like throwing a temper tantrum, in my humble opinion. So if you don't like the episode or anything else you watch on YouTube, just don't watch it anymore. You don't need to thumb things down. That's silly. It's silly, okay? My personal opinion, not worth very much, but that's how I feel about it. I'm probably gonna get my very first thumbs down today. But you know what? My father told me that I would be hated by the world, so there you go. There's that. So until next week, for more shenanigans, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe, all the good things. I love you guys. See you next week. Well, Murphie, it's your birthday. We're gonna podcast like it's your birthday. Whip, and you nay-nay. And you whip, and you nay-nay. Watch her, watch her, watch her, watch her, watch her, watch her. Ooh, 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 ooh.